Hello everyone, I'm Robin and these are my reflections. And today we're doing a quick VR to a VR. So I am doing a video response to Christy at Green-Eyed Tarot. She did a video response to Decks for Descent. And I actually didn't get a chance to see that original video because the channel was removed before I got a chance to watch the video. But she revamped it. I watched her video and she tagged me. So thank you so much for tagging me. I was excited to be tagged and I had to really sit and think because I don't descend. I don't really descend. I don't lean into the darker half of the year. I actually can't stand it when it's cold and when it's dark outside. I prefer it to be light. It's just not my thing, y'all. So I was like, well, what do I reach for? Because I do shift. I definitely feel a shift this time of year. So I really had to sit and think about, well, what is it that I'm looking for this time of year as we descend into the colder half of the year, as we descend into the darker half of the year? What is my mind reaching for aesthetically? What do I want aesthetically? And I think the first thing that came to mind was I want rich colors and rich composition. So we're going to start with these two decks. And as I go along, I'll tell you the names of the decks and where you can get them if you want them for yourself. And if I have a walkthrough, I'll let you know that as well. So this is the Sweeney Tarot. You can buy this one on Game Crafters. And this one is the Tarot Alma Latina. You can buy this one on Etsy. So this is what I mean when I say rich colors. I want them to be rich, right? Not vibrant, but rich. So I want them to be thick and creamy and maybe almost, I want to say chocolatey, and just have this sort of rich composition where things are filled in and they feel thick. These definitely illustrate what I'm looking for when I say rich colors and rich composition. This deck has a darker consonance to it, like its themes or the way that the cards are illustrated. You can see this is the Queen of Wands. They do tend to lean into a shadowy place. So I think if I'm going to use a deck that leans into a shadowy place, it's usually this time of year. So I think that's probably another reason why I usually relegate this one to the darker half of the year, but I absolutely only use this deck in fall and winter. This is my Magician card. Over here, this is the Tarot Alma Latina. It's not a inherently shadow deck, but it does talk a lot about colonialism and things like that, which can definitely be shadowy subjects. So yeah, it works for this time of year as well. But I think it's the color scheme on this that makes me want to use it this time of year. A deck that's newer in my collection, but also leans very heavily into that rich composition is Alaban Tarot by Phyllis Santucci de la Fuente. You can buy this one on Make Playing Cards. Now, this deck is an RWS clone with African themes, and I think it's beautiful. It works really well for Leo season as well. Because it's set in Africa, it doesn't necessarily, it feels kind of warm weather with all of the scenery that you have here and all of the sunlight. But I don't know, something about the richness of the tones really, really makes me want to reach for it right now. And so I have been reaching for this a lot over the last month. Since Halloween, since I put away all my Halloween decks, this one has been out and I've been reaching for it to use this time of year. So I think that this is also leaning into that richer color scheme for me that I'm looking for. And again, this is the Alaban Tarot, and that's how you spell it. And you can find this one on Make Playing Cards. And these are the backs of that one. It's very beautiful. I actually have a prototype copy. The copy on Make Playing Cards, I believe, has a black border, which would make it even more wintry because I do love black borders this time of year. As a matter of fact, I have a couple sitting here that I was just getting ready to talk about because that's another thing that I lean into this time of year, black borders. So let's look at those. So like I said, I like a black border. I like a limited color palette if I'm going to do colors. I like rich, thick colors, and I like pip decks this time of year, and both of these are pip decks. And I think it's because this time of year can be a little crazy, especially the winter holiday season. So pip decks for me make it easier for me to read with. I read easier with pip decks. It's just easier for me. So I lean a lot into pip decks this time of year. So let's look at these. This is the Tarot Familiars. This is a Fournier deck. You can buy this on wherever you buy your tarot decks. And this is the Tarot Pop Culture, which is a French tarot deck. I got it on Amazon France some time ago. It's a mass market deck, so I'm sure you can still buy it from Amazon France. So let's start with Tarot Familiars. One of my things that I think I love the most about this one is the nighttime scenes and all of the cards. Everything just looks like it's happening in the evening inside, in the evening outside. It just looks like everything is happening at night. And this is the darker half of the year. So I think that's what makes me want to reach for this. I also really love to use this for moon readings because there's a lot of moon and it's glowy kind of like a full moon. So I love this one for that as well. One of my prerequisites for pip decks in general is that I really love pip decks that have beautiful pips, and I love the pips in this deck. So there are the wands, there's the cups, here are the swords, and let me find you the coins because those are the best. Here are the coins. So I think that the pips in this deck are beautiful, so beautiful, and I love to see them. I like the color coding in this deck. I do like a limited color palette, and here in this deck, there's not a lot of color. It's mostly white and black with just a little bit of hints of color here and there, and the colors are based on the suits. So I really enjoy this one for this time of year. Definitely a winter deck for me. So now the tarot pop culture, it has the black border that I love this time of year. It has the limited color palette that I love for this time of year. And this one actually has a darker theme because of the pop culture decks, books, TV shows that they're using in here are all spooky shows. There's like Adam's Family, and I mean, there's The Matrix in here. The Matrix is not spooky, but it definitely gives goth, right? So I think it's very gothic and things like that. So it works for the darker half of the year for me. It definitely is not something I'm going to use in the lighter half of the year at all. So this is definitely a deck that I would use in this time of year. And this is again tarot pop culture. I really love this deck. I think it's fun. I don't know all of the TV shows and books and things, but the pips are so much fun and they are pips with feelings for sure. And they all have meaning. So these are scenes from different books or different TV shows and things. So if you know the show or if you know the books or whatever, you'll understand the pips. Now, the thing about this is that it is in French and the guidebook is in French. And I don't know all of these shows because a lot of them are European shows that I just don't know. So I need to study the guidebook a little bit more. But as far as just using it as a pip deck, it works fine. So I like this one for this time of year. And I will be doing a little bit of a deep dive when I have time into the guidebook to learn a little bit more about the the stories behind the pips. Look at this one. I love this. So yeah, that is tarot pop culture. Staying with pip decks and muted tones, this is the Fox's Wedding Tarot. This is my favorite Marseille style deck in my collection. I love this deck so much. I do have a walkthrough of this if you would like to see it. Actually, the other decks that I showed today, I don't have walkthroughs of, but I definitely have one of this. And I have one of the Tarot Akabalan as well. I'll try to remember to put it in the cards for you. But this deck is a collage style, a surrealist collage style. So the way that they've collaged these are in this kind of surreal way. And these are curated art pieces that they've collaged together with their own artwork to create this deck. And the pips are gorgeous. Look at these pips. Look at these pips. I love the moodiness of them. I love the colors that they use. They're muted and delicious. And I just love this deck so much. Like I love this deck so much. This deck is actually on sale right now. I got an email stating that they were having a holiday sale. So check it out if you're interested in this one. Get over there. You can get this one on Etsy. And they are having a sale. I don't know. I think it's like $40 maybe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but check it out. It's on Etsy. And again, this is the beautiful Fox's Wedding Tarot. Look at this. This is our King of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Here are the coins. The coins aren't as exciting as the others, but they're still quite beautiful. Then we have the page. I think that there's something about this curated art decks that also feel kind of wintry to me. I don't know why. I don't know why, but when I see people in clothing like this Edwardian dress, it makes me think of winter. I don't know why. Even though she's standing in a field of flowers, so that's obviously not wintertime, and it's a short sleeve dress, no coat. It's summer where she is, but it makes me think of winter. Maybe because I watched a lot of those movies when I was a kid in the winter on my winter break or something. I don't know. So, yeah, definitely one of my favorites for this time of year. I separate my decks between, look at this tower card. Oof. I separate my decks between winter, summer, or winter, fall, and summer, spring, and I keep them in, the ones that I'm not using in the closet so that I can have space on my shelves. This deck is a deck that is always one of the catalysts to make me pull out my fall decks because I'm like, where is my Fox's Wedding Tarot? Oh, it's in the fall winter box. Let me get the fall winter decks out now because I'm ready to use my Fox's Wedding Tarot. So this is definitely a deck that I would use this time of year, hands down. Like I want this out immediately when the season starts to change. So this is the Fox's Wedding Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Ooh, talk about richness of composition. Look at those backs. Yes. So in the winter holidays time, November, December, not after Halloween, I'm looking for decks that bling. I want blingy stuff because that reminds me of Christmas and I love Christmas. So things that are red, that have rich colors, reds, greens, or that have gold bling, I want, or any kind of bling, really, I want. I think you saw the bling on the Alma Latina Tarot. That's definitely one that I'm leaning into right now. That deck is actually on my um, desk right now. This is the Golden Botticelli Tarot. Botticelli. I don't know how you say it, but this is the Golden Botticelli Tarot. And this is the Tarot of Prague by Baba Studios. And you can buy this on their website. Gorgeous, gorgeous decks. When you're talking about bling, I mean, I don't think it gets blingier than this Golden Botticelli Tarot. The reds and the black and the gold in this deck make me want it every Christmas. And I don't really use it outside of Christmas. For some reason, I only want this deck when it's Christmas time. Look at the bling. Oh my gosh. I love this deck so much. And November, December, I want it out. But then after that, I don't ever touch it. You can see it's very, I've had this deck for years and it's still in great condition because I rarely ever use it. I only use it this time of year. But this time of year, I have to have it out. So, yeah. And again, there's that sort of medieval look that makes me think winter. Look at that. Look at that bling. Oh my gosh. And then this is new to me, but I have a feeling, I don't know. I mean, I might use this all year round. Oh, I can't make it bling. Let me turn on a light. Okay, can we get okay, there we go. See the glam in this? Yes, to all of this. I love the shimmer on these cards. I love the rich colors. They make me so happy. I cannot stand it. I love this deck so much. I might like this better than the Victorian Romantic. Guys, don't tell nobody. Because I really love the Victorian Romantic, but this, I don't know. I might like it just a little bit better. It definitely feels more winter to me. The Victorian Romantic is definitely one that I'm using more in the summertime. So maybe that's why I feel like I like it more because I'm using it more at the moment. But ooh, child, look at that. Yes. So this is given all the bling and the rich colors that I want for this time of year. So and again, this is the Tarot of Prague. And over here with this bling, we have the Golden Botticelli Tarot. Both of these decks are out on my desk right now because tis the season. I don't know if you guys want to see the decks on my desk right now for December. Let me know because I'd be happy to make that video if you're interested. But, you know, those are two of them for sure. When Christmas is all said and done, I want black and white decks. I always do in January. I don't know what it is about January. I don't know what it is about black and white. Maybe it's the thought of snow or just the fact that I've been inundated with a lot by then, you know, as far as decorations go and stuff. And I just want complete palette cleanse. But black and white decks are heavy for me this time of year, especially in January. So these are a few of my faves. I have a lot of black and white decks and I use them all year round, but you know, these were some that I wanted to show. So that's what we're going to look at today. So we have here, this one is called the Phileas Arcana Tarot. That's what the box looks like. You can buy that one on Etsy. This is the Gustave Doré Tarot. This is a mass market deck you can get on Amazon. And this one is the Lua Tarot. This tarot is actually right now out of stock, out of print, but I just got an email from the creator that it should be coming back soon. So it's not, I think it might be coming back. She said she sent out a survey asking people how they might want to get it, if they want to get it by make playing cards or if they would like for her to reprint them or whatever. So I think once she decides all that, then we might be seeing this deck again. But it is a beautiful deck of curated etchings. And so is this one. Both of these are etchings and plates, metal plates. And then this one is illustrated. It's drawn, hand drawn. I think all three of these are beautiful. I love the richness of the backgrounds. Even though it's black and white, there's not a lot of empty space. Everything is filled in on the cards, and I enjoy that about it. And then I like the different shades of gray. So I have, a couple different things to choose from. This one actually has like a warmer tone to it. I wouldn't say sepia, but it's definitely like a yellowed tone to it, some of the cards. And this one is crisper, and this one has more line work. So they're all different, but even though they're all black and white. But anyways, this time of year, definitely I like black and white decks, especially in the winter, especially in January. And these are a couple of my faves. The Kitty deck is a RWS clone, very easy to read with. Nice and dark. It's not too aggressive. The Lua Tarot is also very easy to read with, so well curated. She shows in some wonderful images to depict the cards. This is the Nine of Wands. Here's the Devil, Death. I mean, and these are curated images. She didn't draw these. I think she may have collaged some things though together to make sure she got exactly what she's looking for. There's the Nine of Swords, the King of Coins. I also really appreciate that even though this deck is curated art, we still get diversity in this deck. It's not something that I see a lot in curated art decks, so I really appreciate that about the Lua Tarot. I've wanted her Lua Normand for forever. I should have gotten it when I bought the tarot deck, but I was thinking at the time I wasn't reading a ton of Lenormand, and I already had a bunch of Lenormand decks, so I was like, oh, I'll just get the tarot and try it. I didn't realize how much I was gonna love it, and then it went right out of print very soon after that, and so like I never got around to getting the Lenormand deck, and I think that it was a mistake. It was definitely a missed opportunity because I bet you the Lenormand deck is fantastic. And I hope that when she does her reprint that she includes the Lenormand to go with this. But yeah, so those are definitely decks that I like to use in this time of year. This is the Phileas Arcana, the Gustave Doré, and the Lua Tarot. So keeping with that sort of grayed out, lighter colored winter theme, these are some decks that I'm definitely going to be reaching for. I know in January and February. This is the Wayseekers Tarot. I actually use this deck all year round since I got it. I really love that deck, but it's definitely given the theme. And this is the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden in the middle. And on the right side here, we have the White Winnie Tarot deck. I have walkthroughs of all three of these if you would like to see them. I knew as soon as I opened the White Winnie Tarot that I was going to be wanting to use it in wintertime. The color scheme, the blues, the whites, it just feels winter to me. So it's definitely a deck that I'll be using this time of year, or maybe January, February. It's probably going to come up a little bit heavier. That's kind of when I start to lean into these blues and the bright whites and the grays and the black and whites and things like that. So, yep, that's definitely for the colder half of the year. This one, it's the gray. It's the color in the middle with everything confined to the middle with the beautiful distrayed borders that do it for me. And this one is just the muted colors. Even though it's a garden themed deck and the colors are pastel-y, it feels winter to me. It never felt spring to me. I just, I feel it for the colder half of the year, the darker half of the year. And I actually love to use this deck with an oracle deck. I'm going to show oracles next, so I'll show them together. That I definitely only want to pull out this time of year, in the darker half of the year. Really, I pull it out starting like Halloween and then move into this half of the year. So These are definitely decks that I know I'm going to be using in the colder half of the year. And this one is a pip deck. Well, it's pips with feelings, but it definitely is more pippish than the others. These two are very RWS. So yeah, definitely my vibe for the time. And the Wayseekers Tarot is fairly new to me. I haven't had it more than a year, but I really love it. And I know that even though I'm not going to put it away. It's going to be one of those decks that's going to stay out all year round. This is the color scheme that I'm usually looking for in the darker half of the year. So I definitely wanted to include it. All right, let's move on to oracles for a little bit. Lights and dark places, making friends with your monsters. This is a favorite deck to pull out this time of year, and it goes so well with this tarot deck. This is a pair. They're a little married couple, and I use them together all the time. I love them together, so I just wanted to show them here together. Again, this is still the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden, the one that I was showing before. And yeah, there's something just so charming about this deck. And even though the monsters are a little ghoulish, they're cute. They're cute. So I don't feel like they need to be relegated to Halloween. I use them all winter long. And if I want to do any sort of, this is an inspiration deck, but it's an inspiration deck that addresses shadow aspects, shadow topics. So it says it's okay to be scared, take time, but don't live in your darkness, you know? So and then you've got sometimes you don't feel the weight of something that you've been carrying for so long until you feel the weight of its release. Let it go and grow. And then this one says, let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile. With the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. Lovely. So yeah, definitely a favorite pair for this time of year. Definitely something that I'm only really leaning into in the darker half of the year. Again, this is the Tarot of Enchanted Garden and the Lights and Dark Places Oracle. The Lights and Dark Places Oracle is currently out of stock, but I think he is reprinting it. I'm pretty sure I got an email or I saw on Instagram that he is reprinting this. So it should be coming back soon. You can check his website. His website is Wildwood Studios, I think. It says on his name is Jeremy Parker, but it's not Jeremy Parker Art anymore. He changed the name of it. I want to say it's Wildwood Studios. I want to say that's it. But if you look him up on Instagram, you'll find all his information. There he is, Jeremy Parker Art. I did a video on the two of these decks. This is the Visionary Enlightenment cards and the Vast Enlightenment cards. And I think I actually called it decks, Oracle decks for the darker half of the year, for the darker months. And these are definitely two Oracle decks. They're new to my collection, but I already know that these are going to be decks that I'm going to be using in the darker half of the year. And probably not in the summer. So this is an investment and flexibility. You can buy these decks on the website of the creators, which is it's a-tarot.com. Their Chengdu Arcana, let me just show you. There it is right here, a-tarot.com. Or you can, sometimes I see these on like Vermilion, Tavada sells them sometimes. So I definitely have seen Vermilion sell them. So you can get them on Etsy as well. So this is Break Free and Constraint. They lean into darker themes, especially this one, the Vast Enlightenment, and they go with a lot of my darker decks. And when I'm in that black and white phase, Vast Enlightenment, I know is going to come out and be a strong deck that I'm going to be using that time of year. Indifference and Hypocrisy. And one more. Keyed Up and Positive. So yeah, and these are the backs of those. Definitely given that winter theme. So this is, again, the Visionary Enlightenment cards and the Vast Enlightenment cards. So two Oracle decks that I'll be using for the darker half of the year. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Urban Crow Oracle by MJ Colonade. And this is definitely a deck that I only use in the darker half of the year, but is used heavily in the darker half of the year for me. I know that Carrie and I had so many decks in common. I try not to overlap her, but I could not help but I had to put this one in there because I use it so much, you know? This is the indie version. You can get the mass market version from Hay House. And I have a couple of cards in here that are different from the mass market version because I also have the expansion in, which she is selling the mini of the expansion plus the indie version on her website now. So you can get that from her if you want it with the expansion, the mini version. So we have things like Play, Alliance, Trap, Grief. So these really lean into those darker themes, and also the coloring. The coloring is muted tones. It goes with all of the muted tone decks I want to use. It actually goes really well with black and white decks as well. So I mean, this is right up my alley for this time of year. And I love this indie version because I think when she prints them, they just look different. So here's Mimicry, Memory, Wrath. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any of the mass market versions, but I really appreciate the look of her indie printings. So I'm really excited that I have the indie version of this one. So this is Trust, Isolation, Self-interest. I mean, these are really good, juicy themes for this time of year. And this deck, I've had it for like 4 years now or something like that. And it reads so well and it never lets me down. It never lets me down. It's one of those decks that I'm just going to reach for and read with, and it's never going to let me down this time of year. So this is definitely a heavy reader for me in the winter and fall months, or in the time of descent. And again, this is the Urban Crow Oracle. You can get this on Hay House. A deck I got last year, Raven's Wand Oracle, and a deck I got this year, Land of Giants Oracle, I think are going to fall into the same space in my collection. Raven's Wand Oracle is definitely one that I used all winter and then put away and then never picked back up until it was winter or fall again. So I think that the Land of Giants is going to be the same. So let's look at them together. So these are the backs. And they are by the same creator. The creator is Stephen Hutton, and he is the author and artist for both of these decks. They have different themes. So the Raven's Wand is based on his Raven's Wand series. He has a series of novels. And this one is has its own little story. It's based on these little creatures who have taken over an abandoned human space, basically. So they're in a big space, little creatures in a big space, but living their lives. And so you get wonderful keywords and a very rich descriptions in the guidebook. So this one, you get things like give and take, honor. These are big themes, archetypal themes. Times Arrow, Hail. So the reason that I think that I like these decks for the winter is because the winter tends to be a slower time of year for me. Something about the cold, something about the dark, everything just is a little bit slower. And I don't necessarily love being slow. So decks that help me slow down are great. And these definitely help me slow down. I need to slow down to think about the titles. I need to slow down to look at all of the beautiful details in the imagery. I want to read the guidebook anytime I pull a card because I want to see what he has to say. And then I want to look at the imagery and see what else I can find in it after I've read the guidebook. It is such a fun experience for me every time I pull a card. I love these decks so much. And I use them when I want to slow down or when I have time to really sink in and exercise my brain, you know? Look at this one, Destroying Angel. Beautiful. Yourself. Blockage. This one is Sanctuary. Look at the details in this image, in this painting. It's gorgeous. I mean, I love these cards. They're definitely this in the summertime. I think I'm moving too fast. I don't really want to sit like this, but in the winter when I'm slowing down or when I need to be slowing down, these are perfect. And I can't get enough of them. I really can't. I I'm obsessed. Whenever I pull this out, well, the Ravens one, this is my second year with it, and this is my first year with this, and I'm still obsessed. I'm obsessed with both of them now. I was going to say they're on different cardstock because this one feels stiffer than this, but it could just be that I've had it longer and I've been using it more. So we have Release and Guardian. I mean, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. So definitely darker half of the year, kind of slow, thoughtful readings. And I like these. Again, this is the Raven's Wand Oracle, and this is the newer one, the Land of Giants Oracle by Stephen Hutton. All right, one more tarot deck, and then I am going to show you my favorite cozy pair for this time of year. This is a new deck. It just came in. I just opened it to pair it with something in a video, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. So This is fantastic. I love the color palette on this. It's giving the muted colors that I like for this time of year, that I'm definitely going to be liking for winter time, right? Because look at these bags. You know what? I want to look at these bags with the other set. Hang on. So, like, look at this vibe, right? Because this is the cat tarot. This is the Waste Seeker tarot. This is the White Winnie, the owl one. And this is the Enchanted Garden. That's the vibe. That's the color palette for the winter, right? That's that January color palette. It's fabulous. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I don't want to wish the months away. I'm using this now, to be honest, so it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't need January to come. I'm using this now. I love this. It's beautiful. The color palette on this is beautiful. Everything glows. It's giving that Studio Ghibli kind of look to it. I really enjoy this. I am so glad that I backed it. So glad that I backed it. I think they should have extras of these. I don't know when they'll have them up and available, but I got this off of Kickstarter. So you can check Kickstarter for Cat Tarot and you should be able to find it. And then hopefully from there, you'll be able to find a website where you can purchase the decks once they go available. The extra, any extra decks that they have from the Kickstarter. But look at these charming little cats, and they're wearing the outfits that make me think winter. And then the color palette, it's fantastic. It really is. I'm so excited. I didn't know if I was gonna like this because everybody's staring at me, and normally when these like portrait starry decks, I don't tend to love. I tend to prefer decks where things are moving. These sort of standing, staring decks are not usually my preference. But I don't know, something about this one is just very has charmed me. It really has. So I like this one a lot. It's probably the cats. I like cats. It's hard for me to. I don't think I've met a cat deck I don't like in a while. So, but I really love the color palette of this one. So this is definitely a deck that I think is going to be in my winter life. I don't think this will be something I'll use in the summer, but for the descent, for the colder half of the year, for the darker half of the year, this is giving all of the things. So we like this one. This is again Cat Tarot. And like I said, you can check Kickstarter and see if you can find a link. I don't think, or if anybody knows, let us know in the comments below where people can buy this. Because sometimes when you back Kickstarters, oh, look at that. The sun. Beautiful. I didn't do a walkthrough of this, so I looked at the cards and I counted them to make sure they were all here, but I haven't really like looked deep into them. So they're still kind of surprising me as they're popping up, which is kind of fun. Okay, as promised, I have here for you my favorite little cozy pairing for the colder half of the year. And if you want to guess what they are, if you think you know, and you want to guess down in the comments below, this is your chance. I'm going to reveal them here in just a moment. Can you tell what they are by the backs? So this is the Cottage Witch Oracle with all of its expansions. Don't ask me what comes from which expansion. I got them all in there. And this is, I think it's called the Teddy Bear Tarot. I lost the box. It's around here somewhere. It went flat on me, like it came apart, and I kept it, but I never taped it back together. It's an indie deck. I'm pretty sure it's out of print. I'm sorry, but the Oracle deck you can definitely get from Make Playing Cards. This is from Krista at Krista Chronicles. If you want to get the link, you can get over to her channel, but or her Instagram. Her Make Playing Cards link should be there. But this is my favorite cozy little deck pairing in this time of year. There's something about teddy bears that makes me think about Christmas and toys and things like that. And it's just winter to me. And this deck is so cozy and it goes perfectly with my little teddy bear tarot. So I love this together. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And every time I pull it out, it makes me smile. It makes my heart warm. It makes me want a cup of hot chocolate. And so, yeah, this is my favorite cozy pairing for this time of year. The little teddy bears and the Cottage Witch Oracle. Now, I just got a new deck in some time ago. It's been a while now. She had a sale from V Love and Crystals. It's a coffee deck. And like I said, this makes me want a cup of hot chocolate. And I think it's all coffee, I believe. I don't think there's any hot chocolate in the deck. I've been playing with it a little bit, but I haven't seen, I haven't really paid attention to all the cards yet. But it's all hot drinks. And I'm thinking maybe this could be a little family. So I wanted to try it out here with you today. I haven't tried them all together yet, but we're going to do it right now. So let's do that. I'm going to set it up and here we go. Okay, so this is the coffee deck from V Love and Crystals. This is the Cottage Witch Oracle, and here's my little teddy bear tarot. Let's see how it goes. All right, so we have Courtship, Pathway, and the King of Pentacles. So far, so good. I don't know, you'll have to let me know what you think. Oh, here's coffee. I think the decks like each other. So this is Indecision, Begin, and Five of Cups. What do you think? And this is Five of Cups. It does feel very dark here. So yeah, I think this, I want this to be a little cozy family. I want to use them all three together when I want to do like a quick daily pull, just pull one card from each deck or something like that, you know. At the moment, what I do is I pull two cards from the teddy bear tarot and one card from the oracle. But I'm thinking one card from each, and I could get, look at this adorable. Look how cute. Could this be my new cozy little deck family? Let's add to the family. My deck family had a baby. They had an addition to their family. Ten of Cups with luck and self-care. Let's do one more. I love all the pinks. Reminiscence with reflection and the King of Wands. So yeah, again, this is the Coffee Oracle. I think it's called the Coffee Oracle. It didn't come with a title card, so I'm really not sure, but I don't think she has more than one Coffee Oracle on her website. From V Love and Crystals, this is the Cottage Witch Oracle with all of its expansions from Make Playing Cards, and this is the Teddy Bear Tarot, which is, I'm pretty sure, out of print, but I bought it on Tabata if you want to check it out. Okay, so that's it. Those are the decks that I'm using as we descend into the colder and darker half of the year. So thank you for sticking around. I know this was a long video. If you got to the end, leave me a coffee emoji in the comments below and let me know one of your favorite decks to descend into the colder and darker half of the year. What are you using out there? I'd love to hear it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle, and I would love to have you. Thank you to Christy for tagging me in this. This was really fun to think about and kind of pinpoint and think about how I could actually communicate what the changes are in my mind and what I want aesthetically when it comes to this time of year. So that was fun to do. All right, and until I see you guys next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye bye.